Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Now today I'll be sharing a recipe for this juicy and tender jerk chicken, and this soft and fluffy on the inside, crunchy on the outside festival. A super quick and easy dinner idea you could do. Let's jump straight into the recipe. So here I have my chicken leg quarters already washed and clean. I washed this up in some vinegar, removed the excess skin and fat, and I made a few incisions into the thigh. That way the chicken can marinate properly. And yeah, so for my spices, here I have some Maggi all-purpose, seasoning salt, chicken seasoning, paprika, and some herb roasted garlic seasoning. And I'm going to go ahead and add a couple spoonful of this green seasoning that I made to the mix. And of course I have a link on how to make the green seasoning. I'll link that down below. I'll be using the Walker's Wood jerk seasoning. I'll be going in with about 1.5 tablespoons. And if you don't have it and you want to make it yourself, I have a recipe on how to make your own homemade jerk seasoning. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of browning, about a teaspoon, just enough to give the chicken a little bit of color. And I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce. And I'm going to go in with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil to get that paste nice and going. You could use vegetable oil. You don't have to use olive oil if you don't have it. I'm going to mix well to create a paste, and this is the paste I'm going to use to massage the chicken and allow it to marinate. So I'm just going to go ahead and scrape that in, and I'm going to go ahead and massage each piece of chicken piece by piece, make sure that it's fully coated. I'm going to go under the skin, into the cavity, into those little slits that I made, just all around. And you want to make sure that every piece is nicely coated in this marinade. And this is smelling amazing, by the way, and it's not yet cooked. Can you imagine? So here I am just applying the marinade all over my leg quarter. And of course you don't have to use leg quarter. You could use whatever part of the chicken you feel like doing. If you're in the mood for some wings, this recipe works just fine for wings as well. If you have an old chicken, whatever you have, this recipe works fine. So my chicken is nice and marinated, and this is what it should be looking like, well seasoned. If it's not looking like this, you need some more seasoning. So yeah, this is what it's looking like, and I'm going to cover with some plastic wrap. And I did allow this to marinate overnight, but if you don't have overnight time, 4 to 5 or 6 hours is good enough. You just want to make sure that you give it a chance to marinate. This one was marinating for at least 24 hours. So I'm going to place this in my refrigerator to marinate. Now it's the next day, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with my festival mix. So I went in with 2 cups of flour, some cornmeal, some sugar, baking powder, and salt. And to this here I have some water, and I'm going to add some vanilla, about 1 tablespoon of vanilla to the mix. And I'll be using this to mix my dough. And here I am, I'm going to go ahead and grate in about a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, not too much, just enough to spice it up a bit. And I'm going to mix well to combine. Then I'm going to pour the water in a little at a time to create a nice soft dough ball. And of course I will link a recipe on how I make the festival and for the jerk chicken down in the description box. So if you want to go ahead and make this recipe, you could go ahead and check it out. It's absolutely delicious. So you want to add your liquid in small amount. Now the secret to my festival being nice and soft, I create a soft kind of wet dough, not really too tacky but not dry, because we're going to set this aside to rest for at least 2-3 hours. The longer it sits, the better it gets, and allow the gluten to develop, and it becomes more manageable. So if you want nice soft festival, don't need your dough too hard, need it on the wetter side, then allow it to rest. So I'm just going to cover this and allow this to rest until I'm ready to use it. This was resting for about 3 hours, but you just want to allow this to rest for at least 30 to 40 minutes. Now it's time to add my chicken to my pan. So here I have a nice pan and I have a grill pan in it. So I'll put the grill in so that when the chicken makes its drippings, it does not get soggy. It drops to the bottom of the pan. And so we have that kind of jerk effect because this is oven jerk chicken. We don't have any grill pan or, this is just the way. The actual jerk is in the spice and the marinade. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this in a 390-degree oven. I'm going to roast it for 45 minutes to an hour because these are on the thicker side. Meanwhile, that's in the oven. I'm going to go ahead and sort my festivals out. So as you could see, my dough is nice, soft, and stretchy at the moment. It's more manageable than it was before. So I went in with a little bit of vegetable oil to my hands, and then I'm just going to go ahead and form it. Because at this point, the dough is kind of sticky. So if you had some oil to your hands, that way it's more manageable. So you don't really want to add too much flour. So I'm just going to go ahead, pinch off some little pieces, and then form it into a little log. You could make your festival however thick or slim or short or long, however you like your festival. These size works just fine for me, and I'm going to place them on a plate and continue until I'm all done. Now this is what it's looking like. Now today I'll be using my deep fryer because it's already has oil in it. But if you don't have a deep fryer, just get a pot with oil and make sure that the oil can allow these to kind of deep fry. And we're going to fry these for about 5 to 6 minutes, being as they are deep frying. It cooks up a little bit faster. So after about 6 to 7 minutes, these are what my festivals are looking like. I know they are fully cooked because of the size. So if you make them bigger, they might take longer to cook. And yeah, these are my festival. They are smelling amazing, by the way, as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and drain this off on a piece of parchment. And I feel like having some ripe plantain today, so yeah, I'll be peeling my plantain and adding it as the side. So here are nice ripe plantain. Feel free to use whatever you want. If you don't want plantain, you could leave it out, but hey, I love me some ripe plantain. Ripe plantain is the thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and fry these off in my air fryer, in my deep fryer as well, being as it's already heated. And I'm going to fry these until they're golden brown. These took roughly about 4 to 5 minutes to fully cooked and cook up nice and golden brown. And yeah, now this is how I serve it up. I serve it on a platter, and let me tell you, this meal was so good. We all enjoyed it. Guys, if you haven't yet liked my video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up, share it, comment, turn on your post notification bell after you subscribe so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video, and keep coming back for more recipes like this one. And let me tell you guys, the chicken was juicy, tender, it was falling off the bone. And the festival, they were crunchy on the outside, but super tender and fluffy on the inside. These are an absolute keeper. You ought to try this recipe. They were so good. That's it, my beautiful people. I thank you so very much for watching. Until then, I'll see you in my next one. Have a good day and bye-bye.